Hello, it's Matthew David, and it is, there you are, Leora. She found these glasses here, so it's kind of cool. Welcome, Liesel. I hope I didn't spell your, I probably pronounced it wrong, but welcome. So, this is where it all began for Eckhart Tolle. He sat on a park bench and achieved enlightenment on a park bench. So what was it about the experience that was so enlightening? Well, I just made a video about it that'll come out next Sunday. It's the peace that surrounds all of the outer phenomenon. The crashing waves of life, they come at us. And remember the scripture that said, the waves were crashing and the disciples were scared. They were afraid they were going to perish. But the Christ came, the Son came and was curious why everyone was so afraid. Welcome, Michael. Because the light that shines, you see the light? See the rays of light? That comes from the sun, not from the waves. And the light forever shines in this perfect day that you were created to live in, the Sabbath day. So what's a person to do when the waves are crashing? Well, I'm going to get into that in the next couple videos that you'll see. So here we are, though, and I wanted to make myself available. If you want to chat, it would be fun to shoot some ideas back and forth for a few minutes. What's going on in your life? What's happening? What's your perception of where the world is going? I have my point of view. So we have the stillness. This is how it all happened for Eckhart Tolle. And the stillness is the eternal. It is the real. Thank you, Jiva. Perfect day, Cherokee. Thank you. Cherokee actually made an appearance in an hour-long video that's coming out next Sunday. And it's going to be very eye-opening. In fact, the one that's coming Wednesday, too, you're going to see something in Scripture that you've never seen before. I never, ever saw it before, but I spent a little time with it, and I saw quite the interesting pattern. Seemed to be a fractal of what happens, because history doesn't rhyme, it echoes. His story, God's story. Welcome, Simon. So it echoes. And you see this echo, these are the fractaling patterns that show up in market cycles, they show up in our lives, like the German New Medicine approach where we live on tracks. So you're going to hear me talk about it next Sunday, about how the emotional waves of life, when they crash, these are these echoing patterns, the tracks. And just like you would in market cycles, you don't necessarily pay attention to the short time frame. You pay attention to the zooming out time frame. And when you do that, you get to see a much broader perspective of what's about to emerge in your consciousness. It's going to show up in your consciousness because the outer is the reflection of the inner. So if you are in the peace contract claim, pouring forth love to those circumstances in a state of non-judgment, pure awareness, surrendering to the flow of life, then you are in control of your life because you are allowing what is control to remain in control without putting resistance in the pattern. So what's important to you this day? Is it to focus on the battle when the battle was never yours? This is a spiritual reality. Material conditions are nothing but belief constructs, and they are presenting themselves as the realm of incompleteness that is being brought forth to be completed. So what we do is we bring the law of completion into the equation, and it destroys what is temporal, the dream. And then consciousness pops the bubble on the dream, and the new dawn begins. That's what happens when you go through every illness. That's what happens when you come out of every cycle, is that the end of the old you and the beginning of the new. So you've gone through many life cycles in this, what you call lifetime. So this is nothing more than a new cycle coming in. And the beauty of it is that the only thing you could ever lose is the perception of freedom. The only thing that triggers us is some sense of loss of freedom. But the magical truth that destroys that is that God gave you free will. And so since God gave you free will, no man, no condition, no government, no anything can take it away from you. God gave it to you. And so how do you use this power, this divine right of passage of free will, is you turn within to the Christ, the living imagination spirit, and you begin to pour forth in a condition of love toward those incomplete pockets of resistance that your five senses tell you is the real. Welcome, Bobby. And as you pour this divine love into those places while holding the peace, see, you hold the peace to keep you out of it. You don't have any power whatsoever. Christ contains all power. Christ overcame the world, not this temporal condition of you that lives in a mortal meat sack body. We turn to the Christ and let the light shine and reflect back to us. So Jiva says, I'd like to say that we only manifest what we want from the completion within. God is already doing all, even, let's see, it won't let me see this. I'm sorry, it won't let me read it all, but yes, you are on the right track, absolutely. Because we have already been given all. There's nowhere to go. That's how Eckhart achieved completion, by sitting on a park bench. By defying all of the standards of the day that tell you to go out and get it, go out and crush it, go out and kill it. Those are all language patterns that belong to mortals. And mortals are not the children of the Most High. They are the persona that lives in time. And those personas die. And they are representative of the many life cycles that you have lived along the continuity of good, where the sun always shines on this perfect day, the day of rest. So occupy the position of rest. What you'll hear me talk about on Wednesday is a Bible scripture where I discovered the language patterns that David-Wynne-Miller talked about in his now space venue, correct sentence structure. There's a 5, 6, 7 dance right in there, which is position, lodial, fact. And that's what we're talking about here, is positioning ourselves as the reflection of the sun. That means we shine the qualities back. That's our state of being. Lodial is the original. That's the original right there. The original is the I am presence within, the great I am, the allness. And the fact is the truth, and that truth is what sets us free. The truth that you need today is that you can never lose freedom, because free will was already given. Take care, and check out my video tonight at 6 o'clock on YouTube. I think you'll love it. Central Time. Love you, and God bless. Hey, it's Matthew. So, just about to do my daily thing that I do. You know, a long time ago, I was told that if you want to have a perfect life, just make a perfect day. Do the thing that you love. Follow the fastest path to your joy in every moment. You know, day in and day out. And from that space, it's a perfect life because you're living according to your highest excitement. So, what I want to say is that I've got some videos coming, and I think there's 4. I made 4 videos over the past 2 days, and they're going to release past 3 days probably. Tonight, 6 o'clock Central, Sunday, and then it'll be Wednesday, then the following Sunday, then the following Wednesday. In all 4 of these videos, they pretty much encapsulate everything that I've discovered along this journey, from, you know, going bedridden and bankrupt with Lyme disease to 6-7 figures, training like a pro athlete, all the things that God has done for me. These are just grabbing some wisdom that I've picked up along the way and then using it. And so I want to give a lot of that forth in the next couple weeks. Yeah, pretty much like that. So what I think today is all about is just like every other day. In fact, it doesn't really matter what goes on out there. You just keep living true to that divine nature within yourself. And the winds of change, they come and they go. And a new dawn, a new beginning, always emerges. So in my opinion, now is the time to prepare for a bigger harvest, a better tomorrow. There's a lot of change coming, but we know that the hand of God is the only power that moves. So we know that there's going to be incredible good that's going to surface. So now's the time to claim your stake. I'm preparing for a new business idea that has come to me. I'm very excited about it. And obviously, you know, I love to do the ministry because that keeps me where I need to be with God. That's really why I began this ministry, to teach and then to remember what I knew. And that prosperity cycle of giving that out brings it back, because everything is consciousness. So what I suggest for you is that instead of retreating in fear by all the suggestions out there that claim that things could be getting worse, that you do the exact opposite. That you become irrationally excited. Irrationally excited. Use the ABC break process. Use the safe touch. If you know the sets, use sets. Keep your vibration high. Self-entrainment technique. Do these things and keep your consciousness focused on where you're going, not what you're going through. See, winners focus on where they're going and losers focus on what they're going through. So where will you be in 5 years, 2 years, 6 months? You'll be exactly where your daily habits are today. So what is this day going to be for you? It's an opportunity to claim your stake. If you need to get in better shape, go out and do it today. Don't wait for a better time. There's never going to be a better time. If you need to make more money, then build your prosperity consciousness now. Watch prosperity. Learn wisdom. Focus only on what you desire. I suggest the 3-2-1. That's the best technique I've ever had for prosperity. 3-2-1 it all day long, every day. That's at my website, MatthewDavidHurtado.com. That's all I keep doing. Rinse and repeat. That takes care of the prosperity part. Then following the fastest path to my joy, number 1 there, it's a dance. It's a dance between ABC break process, coming from the solution, and then the activity is following the fastest path to your joy. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, I need more? Plant bigger seeds. The only influence you have over your future is a seed. So there you go. There's your power. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Are they going to take away all your freedom? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Because God is true and always, forever the good in your life. When you tune into it, there is no power that can come against it. Your life is what you make it. So choose this day whom you shall serve.